Yes.
Welcome back to another episode of Aunt and Andrew with Families Everything.
Until it's not. And this is season 10. Season 10 of Southern Charm. And it's very interesting because in so many ways, nothing's changed in this show in 10 years. And
Um,
okay, Craig. Okay, I wrote
Miss
down
Pat's
that.
gotten a little older.
Okay, we'll get to Miss Pat.
She
Listen,
needs a cane.
no, JT needs a cane. And
But you know
JT
what? I have to say to get it out of there. This is I have to say this is one reason why I don't love reality TV sometimes.
is,
Where was everyone going? Oh, Miss Pat, he got everyone a cane. Don't feel like you don't need
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
come on, we all watched it happen. Can you just be real? Because we
yeah.
all know that if that was any of us, someone would have been like, oh, he got everyone
Well,
a
we
cane.
all
It
got a
doesn't,
cane. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And
He
that
didn't
was
want to
left out. And
exclude
it was
you. Right.
weird. It was like
Yeah.
weird.
Well, that's where it was produced, perhaps a
Yeah.
little bit. It
Or
is.
lack of. Like, speak up, people.
Yeah,
It's
one
Miss
or the
Pat. It's
other.
not Pope Francis.
True, with the scepter. Okay, the interesting part is 10 years. Craig has his life together, finally.
Yeah, he doesn't even run his business, as Kyle said on
Okay.
that summer house. He doesn't.
Okay. Um, he's got his life most together. He's matured the most out of the three boys.
Oh yeah, for sure. Thank you,
Okay.
Paige.
And then Shep is somehow went to the mountains in Costa Rica and became a new person in 4 days. But he looks much better.
Yes.
He's trimmed down. He was starting to look ragged last year because he was just drinking too much
Interesting how Shep and Taylor both look 10 times better.
without each other.
Yeah.
Well, she blocked him.
I agree with everything she said in that moment.
Every single
It was one
thing.
of the most mature statements she's made ever on this
Yes.
show. It made so much sense where she was like, I have a new boyfriend. I have
Yeah.
boundaries. And also,
Yeah.
I don't need you sending me weird memes when we're trying to move on from each other.
Without a
Of
doubt.
codependency, and she doesn't want it
And
anymore.
she's moved on.
I give her so much credit.
Yeah, I did too. Now I did have to wonder if she was still a dental assistant
She definitely got some work done on her
at
face.
the orthodontist. I know. Shep is in the process finally of maybe growing up a little bit.
Yeah, if he controls his drinking like he
Right.
expected.
Austin is still a mess.
He's just an asshole.
He's just a mess,
He reminds me of
Austin.
one of my childhood friends
Hmm.
that has a weird name, like a funny one.
Yeah, no, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Goody two shoes, gotta be kissing up to people, but behind the scenes is immature, so badly immature, laughs at their own jokes, thinks they're funny, like stupid.
Yeah.
And that you're not all that, honey. You're not all
No,
that.
no, but Austin is still a mess, is
And
what I
and
wrote.
and, and honestly, he was once really a handsome.
Mm.
I've even his looks have grown on me because I'm like, ugh, not grown. They've
Mm.
gone down the tubes because I'm
Yeah.
like, you're really just like there's no evolution. And even some of these characters that become like Teresa on Jersey,
Yeah,
you
of
say
course.
that
There
she's
is nobody else.
I know, but I just want to make sure our listeners know.
Okay.
Is that like she's evolved, but she's still a mess and entertaining. And
Yeah,
but there was still evolution because she's become a different quirky kind of mess and different.
right.
And so it's like, but when you're immature and you're messy and you stay the same, it
Yeah.
gets tiring for viewers. Like, I'm nervous for Austin if this is going to be him the whole season.
I'm nervous for Austin if this is going to be him his whole life.
Well, yeah, but
But
I'm
you
just
know what? I
saying
felt that way about Shep for a long time, and he finally, I guess, did somewhat hit
it's a
rock
one
bottom.
episode, Aunt. Okay.
It is one episode. We'll see. We'll see. But he seemed to be on a new journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a better journey. I mean, he looked
Did you think
better and
that
everything.
JT was going to hit Austin with the stick? Because
I didn't know what he
I
was
thought he
going to
was about to
do.
just start beating him.
Yes, but I thought it was epic that Craig had to remind Austin that this wasn't Craig's house. This was Craig's family's house.
Oh,
In
yes.
other words, let's see, Craig's got the house up in the woods. We've been to the farmhouse. He's got a
Craig
house
or
in
Shep?
Hill. Shep.
Okay.
Sorry. Shep's got the house up in the woods.
Yes.
Shep's got the farmhouse. They've got a house down at Hilton Head at the ocean, and then where they live in Charleston.
So this also tells you why Shep drives the Buick, because Shep has a massive trust fund, but he's
Mm,
also cheap
yes. Well, I can't understand why he's still in the dad Buick. Sorry. It's like a
because it's
dad car.
running. It's running.
He's a TV star and he's got a trust fund. You would never see Whitney in a
Oh
Buick.
no, no.
No, I'm just
His
saying.
Pat wouldn't allow Whitney to be in a
No,
Buick.
but Whitney hasn't matured at all either.
Oh, but no, Whitney. But here's the deal about Whitney. He's already pretty introverted and quiet and quirky and geeky. So it's okay. Like he's just gonna be that terminal bachelor. Just like it's sad when you look at Whitney. There's people from my childhood that I kind of think of Whitney like where they just are pretty unhealthy. They don't take care of themselves that much. But they're stuck in whatever version of themselves they thought they were supposed to be.
Yeah, and
And
that is Whitney because he is stuck with the dating 23-year-olds. It's
well,
been
imagine
10
he can
years
get
and he's
any
still
23
dating.
year old he wants. Oh, yeah. You want to maybe go on the show?
Oh, I no, 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 no. I get that. I mean, that's obvious,
Yeah,
but who is it they were showing in the previews? Girlfriend just wants to be on the show. Was it Shep's new girl?
I think so. Yeah, that's who it was.
Yeah. Now, supposedly, um, Austin has Audrey, but they said he's already been dating other women all around town.
Yeah,
So,
and what Madison said on Watch What Happens Live is like, there's always
okay.
rumors. They're not exclusive. Like, give him a break. Like, this isn't a Sierra
Oh, okay.
2.0.
All right. That's
Because
good. Now,
Bravo Universe jumps on this because of Sierra from Summer House that Austin dated and then kind of effed her over. And it's
okay.
like, I just think we
All
need to
right.
make sure, like, unless there's a character on a show, don't assume but I will say, where's everyone calling Austin a slut? Where's his body count like on Salt
Yeah.
Lake?
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, he's got a body count. That's for
For
sure.
sure, but it's okay for a
Yeah.
man to have a body count. It's just not okay for a woman to have a body count.
Right. Now, didn't you find it interesting? Now, obviously, I would say that Shep is sober curious right now.
Yeah,
So,
or just like yeah.
when they were filming this, was Vanderpump Rules on when they were all sober curious? Because they were all sober curious this year,
There's a
and I wondered
difference. There's a
if he got
difference.
that
Shep
from
needed to get
BravoCon.
sober curious.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying he's not, but I'm saying
Yeah, but
maybe they were all
Schwartz
at
didn't need to
BravoCon.
get sober curious. James
Schwartz
Kennedy's
did.
Allie did not.
James did.
Allie didn't though.
James did, though.
James is
James did.
sober. There's a
Yeah.
difference. Allie though says that she's sober curious. That makes sense to me. Your husband or your boyfriend's sober. So
Yeah,
like
I
you see the
agree.
benefits
Yeah.
of stop drinking.
Yeah.
So you're curious about what that would
Right.
do for your life. Shep needs to be far more than sober curious. Shep needs to
He
take a break, reevaluate what he wants in his life, and then if he decides that alcohol is something he should have in his life, should reintroduce it in a responsible way. There's a difference.
Yeah, that's true. Or he needs to limit when he has a cocktail or two, and
Or
that's
if
it.
he's trying to limit and then he decides he can't, that's his he needs to then realize he has a problem.
What do you think would happen if Shep and Shannon Bedour went on started dating? Because they both
Um
are discovering that they have a bad relationship with alcohol.
I don't know, but did you hear at the Miami Fan Fest that when Andy asked Shep, who's a Bravo celebrity that has slipped into his DMs, Shep's answer was, Andy, you're gonna think this is weird, but I have a lot of fun with Dorinda.
Oh, oh,
And it was because Dorinda
Dorinda.
was trying to hook Shep up with her daughter, and then it turned
Oh.
into Dorinda and Shep flirting.
Oh my God. I wouldn't want to hook up that nice girl of Dorinda's. Dorinda's daughter's lovely. Why would you want her to be with Shep?
When
Ugh.
was the last time you saw Dorinda's daughter on TV?
When she was on TV, she was always a nice girl.
Okay.
I mean, she's a
People
nice
change.
girl. Oh, she's not a nice girl anymore?
I don't know, as that the twins on Jersey used to say about Teresa. Things change, empires fall. Clink clink.
Clank, clank. Um, JT gives this show life in so many ways. Without him, it would just be the same regurgitation of Shep and Austin and Craig and Shep and Austin and Craig. And JT like is just a little clink in them. And I'm sorry, when JT did his explanation, I would fell over and it just kept on going and going and going all over him. And he thought he was going to lose a limb and he had like a little bruise.
He's just
It was great though. Because I want to tell
yeah,
you,
but he's too sensitive because he leaves the show, as we all know.
yeah, he does leave the show. But I want to tell you, the other night I was playing pickleball and I hit myself really, really bad. It's still bruised. You can't see it, but I can't touch it. Still on my forehead. I hit myself with the paddle. I went to get the ball was coming. I went to hit it and instead I
Such
hit
a
my head.
creative reason as to how your Botox was put in the wrong place.
No, not at all.
I'm
I'm
kidding.
look
I'm
at my
joking. I'm
Botox. I'm going in a
joking.
couple of weeks. Anyways, it's starting to wear off. So I
Did
hit
you see
myself.
Madison on Watch What Happens Live? Her
No.
smile, she looks like she had a little botched.
Mm.
Her smile's a
It
little.
wears off. It wears off. It'll be fine in a couple of weeks. But no, this is it. So I hit myself on the head. I sort of saw stars, to be telling you the truth. I wasn't expecting hitting myself with this paddle. And then I looked at my partner who I was playing with, who I'd never played with before, because if you know pickleball, you play round robin. And I went, "Am I bleeding? Am I bleeding? Am I bleeding?" And it was a guy, and it was two women on the other side. He's going, "No, no, you're fine." I go, "Are you sure? I'm not bleeding." And he's like, "You're not bleeding." I already had myself at the emergency room demanding Dr. Aiden come and stitch me up and the whole bit. I'm just
Oh
saying.
man.
I'm just saying, but
The whole
JT,
horse thing was a waste. It was also like at like it looked like it was at the park across from Bose's house.
yeah,
It
it was
was
at
not
Hancock
like
Park. Maybe it was at Hancock Park. Who
the
knows? Well,
fence was
they went
dungy. It looked like they
everything.
created a horse race for the show. And it literally
Well,
looked
I
like
don't.
they were under one of those tents. It was clearly not like Kathy Hilton's trip and the
No,
beautiful
no.
there. It looks like the way people are when you go away for a weekend for a soccer tournament and you have to put up a tent for the
Yeah,
team
it was a little bit of
snacks.
gate, like almost like a little tailgating. Well,
Yeah, it
that's
was
what it is.
really
That's
trashy
what
that Miss
people
Pat was
do at
there.
polo and everything. Well, Miss Pat, she didn't want to stay because it was subpar, not because of the cane. I will say I thought it was sort of interesting that JT did go and get everybody a cane.
It was
No, I
odd.
thought it was stupid, but I mean it
It
was
was like little man
something.
problems.
Yeah, but at least he bought three big ones for the big guys. I mean, like he was
Yeah.
playing off of that without a doubt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was happy this show was back. But it is, I thought to myself watching it, and who knows what the season brings. I did like the new girl, Molly. I
Yeah,
will
she's
say,
funny. She's
yeah,
funny,
yeah,
you could
yeah,
tell.
I was fine with Molly. And Vanita, I don't know, she
Vanita
got a
and
little.
JT date on the
Yeah,
show.
I know that. I figured that out. Didn't
Wild.
see that coming. But I like the new girl, Molly. I thought, but JT gives this show a little life because I kind of started watching it and thought, ooh, 10 years. I'm starting to feel about this a little like I felt about Pump.
What do you think? Do you think we're going to see a lot of Paige this season? I think she's too big of a star now. She's
Oh,
a megastar. I mean, like her live tour is sold out in every single city.
oh,
Her
well, good for
podcast is
her.
bigger than anything, and it's because Hannah Berner, who she does her podcast with, left Summer House and then went down the comedy road and even got a Netflix special. Like, I mean, they're
Wow, that's
like big
amazing.
time stars to a point where
Mm.
my sister, little sister, watches or listens to Paige's podcast and has never watched one Bravo show in her life.
Wow, that's
So
interesting.
I don't think Paige is going to have much time to be on Southern Charm. But I also think part of Paige is like, I'm above you guys.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Yeah,
Not
could be.
Madison. She loves Madison. You can tell.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
like,
yeah. But she's above. Yeah. Well, Willy Wonka's on the show though. I mean, when they called him Willy Wonka, it was true because he was walking just like Gene Wilder. And no, Gene, was it Gene Wilder? Yeah, Gene Wilder. And the
yeah.
original Willy Wonka.
Yes.
I love me some Miss Pat. I do. And
Yeah.
I just want you to know that I said to my daughter today that Miss Pat on Southern Charm had the picnic Hermes bag. And she said, without blinking an eye, that's 50 grand. I just want to say that somebody brought it up in the show that
Oh, that's $50,000.
it's
Yeah.
called the picnic in Hermes is 50 grand.
Yeah.
So she's
So
legit.
whose purse is better? Jen Tilly's boat Louis Vuitton or whatever, or
Ooh,
Miss Pat's
ooh.
picnic bag. Well, Miss Pat's picnic bag is more expensive, but
Yeah, the Louis Vuitton boat though is a collector's item. I
yeah.
mean, that's probably I will look up that and I'll tell you the next time we're on Beverly Hills how much the Louis Vuitton boat bag is.
Who's your
But
mess?
it's probably about 15 grand where the other one is 50.
Yeah, yeah. Who's your
Um,
mess?
mm, I don't know, who's yours? It's too early to get too messy. Rodrigo,
Yeah,
maybe. Because I don't know
right.
why he's there.
No, he definitely is like you can tell he's definitely like um acts different this season because the previews show that he's like far more involved. I don't
I
think that
didn't think
it's
there was a mess necessarily.
I think JT is for like not like I think that everyone is a mess for not sticking up for him and saying that that the canes were given to
Everybody
everyone.
got a cane.
But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
also
yeah.
think that JT, like I now that I'm thinking about it, advocate for yourself. The minute you saw Miss Pat go, I don't need a cane, be like, no,
Yeah.
I got
Oh,
it
I
for
gave him
everyone.
for everybody. It's just a
Yeah.
joke. It has
And he
nothing to
may
do.
have, and they may have edited it out.
And they edited it out. I know.
Yeah.
They could have edited it out. Yeah. Yeah. I
So
just like when the show is best when it's just natural. And all of these have kind of, in a weird way, run their cycle, and they're having to manufacture a lot of scenes.
yeah, you can tell. So I just hope it gets better. I think it does.
I
I
hope
hope
so.
that like, there's a lot of pressure on Southern Charm because Vanderpump is being recast and like
Right.
Southern Charm's up for a recast too. So,
Yeah, and Shaw's is gone. I mean, it used to be in
well, that was
between
been
the
gone for
housewives.
years.
No, I know that, but in between the housewives, it used to rotate between Shaw's,
Yeah, but you don't watch
Vanderpump
Summer House. It's
Rules.
bigger than all of them.
No, oh, because that's new. I'm
Yeah.
talking about for 10 years, we
Yeah.
had Shaw's, Pump Rules, Southern Charm, and it went back and forth. So I do miss kind of
They
Shaw's.
messed up with
Same thing.
Shaw's because they cast people way too old from the start. So
Yeah, probably.
they didn't have a long shelf life.
Yeah. Well, they hit their
So,
shelf life. They did.
well, they
But
all
you
wanted
know
to
what?
grow and have families and different things. And
Right. But the funny part about Shaw's, before we leave, is that they're all closer now than they were when they were on the show because the
yeah.
show's not there anymore.
Yeah,
They're
because there's
friends
no way to
again.
ruin their lives.
Lives, yeah. And manufacture
Look
drama
at Bethany
for
and Jill.
what about them? Are they
They're
friends?
friends again.
Oh, good. All right.
They've been friends for 2 years. My point is that like the cameras don't help with that. And so
Yeah, it doesn't. You're right. I don't know who my
anyhow.
mess is. It was too soon in the season for me to feel anybody was messy.
Whitney's chick that he brought is my mess. Don't go with the
She-
mother and the $50,000 Birkin if you're just a rent a chick for a make believe horse
I
race. Come on.
know. There's two what's the word? Just
Maybe
empty.
maybe Whitney's messy because the what's her name says that they date or that they're a thing, and then he brings the other girl with him to
Yeah,
the
that is
horse
a
thing
mess. That's
with his mother.
rude. I know, with his mother. Bad. All
Pig.
right, guys. Follow us and everything. If you haven't seen our other reviews, we do
This
right
week.
now.
Yeah.
Beverly Hills, Salt Lake, and
And thou that shall not be
And
named.
New York, which we snark on.
We don't
And
snark. We hate it.
we kind of hate New York. But anyways,
Yeah.
give us a thumbs up, subscribe, do all that stuff people beg you to do.
Yeah.
Leave
Love it.
us a
Bye.
comment. We
Love
love your
comments.
comments.
Love 'em.